Hello again. So I just finished planting the snow peas that I was planting on the previous video, and I watered and everything looks good. um, I'm hoping that they sprout. This was a little bit of a lazy approach. The soil could look better in regards to all the weeds that is around, but I think even that they will eventually grow, and I'm not so bothered about how it looks, as long as there is the nutrition and all the basics that I explained on the previous video. So on this other video that I want to make, I want to talk about the parsnips, which I have left them for a while to grow, because I harvested them probably 2 months ago. That was February, the mid of February, and I harvested a few of them, and they were quite small. And after reading on the internet, apparently you have to leave them a little bit longer. I was just concerned because I saw these leaves growing very tall. So I was like, oh, they are going to go to seed, which is usually what the plants do when they start growing a little bit taller. So if you look at some beetroots, if they start going up and up, instead of the leaves growing side to side, so growing like that, so they start growing like vertical and the leaves start growing there, that means that the beetroot is gonna go to bolt. So that's what I thought for this one. So I started harvesting and I realized they were quite small, and I think now is about the time to harvest them. I'm also a little bit worried because these leaves right now are quite moldy. So if you look in there's a little bit of white powder on it, which is not ideal. And I don't know, like, obviously I can tell why. There is not much space here for the air to flow, but unfortunately I don't have much space here in the garden. So sometimes I plant everything very close to each other, and I don't realize that I need a little bit more space and create more space for it. So as everything, it's a lesson in the garden, but I kind of like to try and see if it grows anyway, if it's in a small space between each other. But for this case, now that I'm seeing that there is a bit of trouble in there, I'm gonna harvest a few of them and see what we get. So come with me. I'll find a better angle, something a little bit closer, so you can see what I'm doing here. So last time I used some of those parsnips to make bean soup, and the bean soup was quite nice. Like, the beans were from my garden. I got some potatoes from the garden. I had to buy the carrots because I didn't have carrots, but everything else was from the garden. And I used the parsnips because that's what we do in Colombia. Apparently parsnips is one of the vegetables that we use in Colombia a lot, and I didn't know, but I put it there and it gave interesting flavor. It was different, but it was acceptable. It's not like, oh wow, like, let's say a potato or a carrot in the soup. This one was like a bit, like, it's okay, it's acceptable. So, and it gives like that extra flavor that you haven't tasted before. So it's like, oh wow, those beans are different, but they are good. So parsnips were interesting that time. So I'm just checking with my fingers, just like, I don't know if you can see, just touching a little bit down and then see if I can see the size of the parsnip that is growing there, and I can see a little bit of it. So I'm just gonna try not to break the leaves, but try to make a little bit of space and maybe shake it side to side or front to back, just like that. And then eventually whatever is there will come out, and this is what we get. I'll say that's pretty good. This, it's something that, I mean, we have to see how the taste is, but it looks quite big and seems okay. Sometimes when cutting it in the middle, you can see that they are a little bit woody. So the woody part is no good because that means that they have been left there for a long time. But it's quite nice. So let's see when we chop it in the middle, see how it looks. I'm gonna do that in a bit, but I can smell it. That's the smell that I was talking about when I made the beans. It's a quite good, interesting smell. It's parsnip smell. So I wish that you could smell it. Actually, it smells like carrots, but a little bit more earthy. So instead of like that sweet taste of carrot, it's more like the carrot smell, but earthy. Yes, that's the best explanation that I can give you. All right, let's move on to the next one. Actually, let's see what's inside. So I'm gonna just break this here. It smells nice, a little bit woody in the center. I don't know if that's the normal thing, but there is plenty of white, which I imagine that's what it's edible and tasty and full of nutrition. All of that white thing around that woody part. So yeah, I should be able to cook with it. Let's grab another one with a little bit of white powder on the leaves and see what we get. So this one here, I'm gonna open a little bit of the soil, just making sure that you see. So I'm just disturbing the soil around it, and then I'm gonna move it side to side, making sure I don't break the leaves before I'm breaking a few, so I'm gonna take it easy. Try to go around parsnip. You can see a root in here. I don't know where it's from, but it's quite hard to get this one, and it's quite massive. Wow, a little bit bigger than the other one in regards to circumference. So I think I'm gonna break the leaves before I can get the parsnip, but I'm gonna try to. So now what I'm doing is grabbing the parsnip, the actual parsnip, I'm moving it side to side, and then eventually I'll grab it by the leaves and see if I can pull it before I break the leaves completely. Okay, that's okay. That should be fine. No, it's not. Oh, there is a massive spider here. Just be careful when you work in the garden. I don't know if you can see. It's a wolf spider. No, she left. But just be careful. I'm telling that to myself. Just be careful. I'm gonna move this a little bit this way. I don't know if you can see the parsnip right now. This is one of the leaves. It's another one. It's pretty much broken already. But there is a big parsnip coming out. You know what? I'm going to use this tool to remove some of the soil around it. And to push it. And to also push it. God damn it. That's a massive parsnip. What the fuck? Apologize for swearing. But this is a nice parsnip. This should be edible. Like, I mean, if it grew that big, that's edible for sure. I love it. Yeah, so they are supposed to be left for quite a long time in the ground, in the soil. This one's, I don't know, probably it's been 3-4 months since I planted, maybe 4 months. So they have been there for a while. We got a micro parsnips, micro parsnip in here. This one didn't develop, but let's see another one with some of that white powder on the leaves. Try to get rid of it. So we got this one too. Let's get rid of that one next to it. There we go. So let's start by moving the soil around, and I can already see, I don't know if you can see the white there. Most likely you can. Yeah, you can see it. You can see the white parsnip around with the big circumference. And I'm just gonna use this tool first to remove some of that soil around it. Move it side to side a lot. Try to pull. It's a little bit hard to remove, but I'm gonna do that. You can see some little insects around it. I'm gonna try not to bother them. And I broke the leaves, that's okay. It's pretty much out. But I probably need to dig it a little bit deeper. I need to be careful because I broke the tool. That's okay. Just be careful not to put too much force on your tools, because this may happen. You watch my videos, you learn from me, and then you don't make the mistakes in your garden. God damn it. Oh yeah, that's a massive parsnip. That's a massive parsnip. Pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Not very happy about this. But this was cheap tools. They were from Aldi. They lasted for a long time, but you know, if you think about it, I shouldn't be doing that with it. But it still can be usable. Just if I don't put too much force on it. So I'm gonna leave that tool alone, and let's keep looking for another parsnip to harvest. There is plenty of weeds. There is some beetroots in there, golden beetroots. All of that growth that you see here, they are golden beetroots, beautiful. They taste very good. This parsnip is not as big as these two, so I'm gonna leave that one in there. This one is quite big, but not as big. So I'm gonna leave it there. Yep, I'm gonna leave those there. Also, because the leaves on those don't look very moldy. Some of them do. So I'm gonna remove that. Any disease or anything that you see on the plants, on your vegetables, try to get rid of it if you can. Just leave a few leaves so it can keep absorbing on the sun energy. So all of those leaves, they look quite old and a little bit moldy. They are going away. So I can let good growth to come around, and that should be good for the plant. for the rest of the plants, because there is going to be more air flowing around. This one. So that's perfect. We got another one here, which is looking massive. So I think this parsnip is ready to be harvested. Let's have a look. I hope you're having fun on opening this. This is like those YouTube videos of opening gifts and stuff, but this is in the garden. We are opening the soil to get some parsnips. Massive parsnips. Yeah, this one is looking nice and big. I'm going to grab the other tool, and don't break it. So I got this other one. I'm not gonna put too much force on it. Just enough to get rid of the soil. That's good. And then on the other side, that's good. Not too hard. On the other side, but not too hard. That's enough. And then it's out. Yeah, good parsnip too. Get rid of this. Got another parsnip. And maybe the last one. Let's see. Yeah, I can tell this one is big too. I put a bit of force in there, I shouldn't. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And that works. Ooh, god damn. God damn it. This is massive. This is probably the biggest of all of them. All right, so I'm positive that these are good to eat. As I said before, I'm not an expert on parsnips. This is my first time growing them, and I think they should be fine to eat. So if you know anything about parsnips, just give me some extra information. Let's break this one and see the inside, because I'm curious. I don't know if that's woody or that's good to eat. I don't know. We will have to find out after I eat it. If they are good to eat, they will taste good. If not, then it will not. Alright, last thing. If you still want to keep on watching, what I'm gonna do is to wash the parsnips before I get them inside the house. And I like to do it here in the garden because I can grab the hose, and at the same time as I wash the parsnips, I'm also watering the plants. So you will see what I do. I just use that net and put it on a vertical setting, and that one is gonna make that type of push. and they get clean pretty quick. Obviously, when I go inside, I clean them a little bit deeper with a little bit of vinegar. This is breaking. I don't know if that's edible, but anyway, I put a little bit of vinegar, put a little bit more water. You see, it's pretty quick. Get to water the plants. And the parsnips will be nice and clean. Alright, so that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them on the comment box below, and I'll probably make another video now because it's a nice day, it's sunny, and I want to work in the garden. Like, I'm actually enjoying this, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.